All right, everybody, welcome back to the Lost and Found podcast. I'm your host, Cain Stevens. I've got my trusty sidekicks in here. I've got Rocket, the little poodle mutt Shih Tzu mix. I got Teddy the cockapoo sitting over here looking at me, wanting something. Maybe he wants to get on the mic and add. I don't know. But welcome back to the show. I want to officially say, since it is December, Merry Christmas. Let's keep Christ in Christmas, everybody, and just continue to spread cheer. It's a great time. One of my favorite times. One of most everybody's favorite times. I know we all like it for the gifts and all that. I personally like it for the getting together with family, hanging out, doing different things, playing cards, just talking about life and everything else. So Merry Christmas to you. We've got a good show lined up for you, as always, I hope. If not, at least we tried. Ain't that right, Teddy? Yep, Teddy agrees. So in this, at the beginning here, I think we're going to do a little bit of our first segment that we always do. I think we're going to do a little bit of Christian news. This one's on a kind of a hot button topic. To me, it's world news. So with that being said, let's do a little bit of Christian news. All right, so this one off of premierchristian.news, off of the interwebs. This one states that a Christian web designer wins landmark Supreme Court case over refusal to provide services for gay marriages. So let's dig into this for a second. The U.S. Supreme Court's conservative majority on Monday being the 7th of December, it'd be the 5th of December. This was out on the 7th. They appeared ready to rule that a Christian web designer has a right to refuse to provide services for same-sex marriages in a case the liberal justices said could empower certain businesses to discriminate based on constitutional free speech protections. The justices heard arguments from both sides, and it looks like the conservative justices indicted support for this person who remains nameless. I can't find who the person is. The person who was filing the lawsuit, and I guess they view businesses offering creative services like web design as protected by the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment, guaranteeing against government abridgment of free speech from being forced to express messages through their work that they oppose. The court has a 6-3 conservative majority, so let's see. It doesn't list her first name, but we'll just say Smith. That's an evangelical Christian whose web design business is called 303 Creative, has said she believes marriage should be limited to opposite-sex couples. She preemptively sued Colorado Civil Rights Commission and other state officials in 2016 because she feared she would be punished for refusing to serve gay weddings under Colorado's public accommodations law. Let's see. The case gives Supreme Court's conservatives another chance to exert their power following major recent rulings curbing abortion rights and expanding gun and religious rights. Okay. The court has been increasingly supportive of religious rights and related speech claims in recent years, even as it has backed LGBT rights. In other cases, such as its landmark 2015 decision legalizing gay marriage nationwide. So my my assessment of this in particular is that, you know, if you ask me, what bothers me about it is this. You know, regardless of if you're, you know, your beliefs. I mean, and you could do what you want, but is it really? I mean, I get it. If you don't believe in gay marriage and everything and equality, because for biblical reasons, or I get that. But I mean, is that really the hill you want to die on? Is that really what you're all about? I mean, let me get your thoughts on it. I mean, so do you say here to this? Do you say good for you for shutting those gay people down and their, you know, and any of the web design work that they would need? Or do you say business is business? I mean, you could look at it a lot of different ways. I mean, I guess if a Satanist comes around and asks for web design and you turn them down, and then they, you know, they want to take you to court for the injustice that you're doing to them, I could see it. But I mean, I will say this about how we treat those that we don't understand, or those things, you know, things that we don't necessarily get. We could still treat them with dignity. We could still treat them with, you know, with the same love that we would treat everybody else. I think that Jesus loved everybody. I think that God would want us to love one another and not, you know, fall on top of, you know, topple over these people and take away their rights just because we don't believe in them. I could see both sides. I don't necessarily, I don't know. I could agree with it, but I could also disagree with it too. But I mean, it's their business. Do what they want. I just don't. I personally, as a Christian, I don't understand the moral high ground of. I just, you know, them acting like this is what makes us look bad. Acting like gay people are the devil, and you know they need to be punished. You could do it in a less oppressive way. But then again, like I can see this will probably be something that people will message me about, and I could even post something on it, and I'm sure I would get a billion responses. But I don't want all the negativity, you know. Is that what's your stance? I guess message me privately if you want. What's your stance on serving the LGBT community when it comes to offering services or business to? I mean, one could look at it in a sense that if you're refusing them, it is just as oppressive as refusing to serve a black person, or you know, any person of color, or an Asian person, or anybody of any race that opposes you, or you know, moral belief is kind of the gray area, because you think that you're doing right for God by refusing these people, by not what am I trying to say here? By not serving them, because in the eyes of the Lord it's an abomination. But you know, I would offer to you to be more respectful of people of all races and colors and, you know, beliefs. I mean, are you going to turn down a Muslim because they oppose what you? Are you going to turn down a Mormon, or you know, anybody? I mean, if you're a Baptist, are you going to turn down a Lutheran or a Catholic? So all I'm saying is, you know, to play the other side here, is just think to yourself, are you really making a moral standing on this deal for God, or are you making it for your own beliefs and because you're disgusted by the other person? So I don't know. So there we go. That's one part of Christian news. Apparently, there's another. I'm not going to dig into it today because I think I want to do a show about it. But there's another. There's something going around on social media right now, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's supposedly it's on a lot of Christian TikTok and stuff too. But supposedly there's a possible false Messiah running around the Jewish community right now, and people are suggesting the implications of the because this person is supposedly people are crowding around them, and they're extremely intelligent, and they're doing all these things, and they're supposedly healing people and doing miracles. So I would suggest that if you're not aware of this, to look into it. But I'll try to do a show on this and give you a little more factual information of what I know. But it is extremely interesting. So just dial in on TikTok or whatever social media, false prophet or false Messiah, and you'll see for yourself. But more to come on this. So, all right, there's your Christian news for today. All right, now let's do a new segment here real quick. This was something that I've spent a lot of time thinking about, and well, not really, but I want to add some new stuff. So let's. The dog is whining for a ball that isn't there. Him and I battle here in the studio all the time over playing with this dang ball because he wants to hide it the whole time. And then he whines and cries, oh, why? Because he can't reach it with his little dog arms. So so I've hid it from him until after we're done here because I need to get something done. So if you hear him whining in the background, that's why. So this segment is a new segment that I'm going to just explain something that I'm thankful for, and I just kind of launching off of I'm not thankful for Teddy the Cockapoo, my co-host, being unkind to me right now. But anyways, from Thanksgiving, which we're thankful for, I just want to do it every episode. So without further ado, let's do this new segment. What I'm thankful for. All right, so what I'm thankful for right now with the holiday season and everything is maybe ridiculous to you, but it's a little movie with Macaulay Culkin and a bunch of other cool characters. Catherine O'Hara, and about a boy who gets left home alone, and just and all the wackiness that goes with it. Joe Pesci. So I'm thankful. This podcast. Oh, Teddy, you're driving me nuts here. All right, I'm thankful for. Maybe he's not, but I am. For Home Alone 1 and 2, because when I was a kid, I went to Home Alone in theaters with my grandma in Iowa, and I believe my mom and my grandpa, and it's a fond memory of mine, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. If I had to name a favorite holiday movie for Christmas, I would probably say those two movies would rank up there with the best of the best. Probably watched it a few thousand times before the season's over with, and thank you to the Freeform channel for playing it over and over again. So there you have it, everybody. I'm thankful for Home Alone 1 and 2. So you should, what are you thankful for? Think about it every day, and praise the Lord for Home Alone. Now we're going to get into the meat, cheese, bones of the crux of what I wanted to get into today, which is, we're all doing our holiday season stuff, spreading holiday cheer. Some of you lack thereof, and one thing that I've noticed, it's not just around the holiday season, but the ugliness comes out around Christmas shopping and everything else is the the lack of a couple words, or really just any of the words that are associated with manners. So I just want to do a commentary today on manners, why I think it's important, and what I think the implications of a lack of this show in our society. So, for example, I hate going to the mall. I go to the mall, with my wife. We're doing some Christmas shopping, yada yada yada, moving around. A lot of people, shoulder to shoulder in some stores, and you go to walk by somebody, and me, I'm overly polite. I always have been. Maybe it's a flaw of mine. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it's something that turns some people off, but whatever. But I feel it's important. So if I were to bump you by accident, I would say, "Oop, excuse me," and then they would look at me like I was a freak of nature, right? Or if I would like to get by somebody, I mean, wouldn't you know? This is a wild notion, right? Wouldn't you know? I would say, oh, "Excuse me, I'd like to get by," or "Pardon me," and I would try to squeeze by. Without running into them, and be polite. Or if I'm or just like you get to a door and you see somebody barreling up. Now hold on a second. This is a key thing. The door trick, right? This is something that's always drove me nuts. So say you're at the gas station and you're rolling up to the door, and you see somebody right behind you. I mean, common courtesy says, well, I'm already opening the door anyway. Maybe I can, be nice, make somebody's day, whatever. Just positive human interaction. Open the door for them. And then they would say, thank you. But there is a fine line. There is a fine line. If I'm walking up there and I'm a mile back, right? Say I just wrapped up in my gas, and this person, they've got me on the periscope. They've dialed me in. They see me in their sights. They got me locked in, and they stand there and hold the door for a minute's time until I get hobbled up there. I mean, that's a little ridiculous. So I would say that's where I draw the line. I'd still say thank you, of course, but I don't necessarily want to do a hop, skip, and a jump, a full sprint to the door just to be able to go inside because you're holding the door. So think about it to yourselves. But I would invite you to try that sometimes, and do it as a test. You'll see it. You'll get a smile from people just by opening the door for them, or what I mean, or if you don't want it to close in their face, just have a little courtesy, care about people. That's all I'm asking. So it gets back to I joke about this all the time, but the place that I feel society breaks down the most, our modern society goes back to primitive surroundings and everything else, is when we go to Walmart. On say busy day, especially around the holiday season, and it's wall to wall people. I mean, it's not just kids, it's not the young, it's not the middle. I mean, it's everybody. It's old people. It's like, I'm shocked at how many older people have absolutely no manners or just flat out jerks. When you're in an aisle, like say for example, you're in a busy aisle and you're just, you're grocery shopping, you're looking and you're trying to make a decision. Do I want Kraft macaroni and cheese, or do I want this strange off-brand one with the, translucent orange sauce? And you're trying to make a decision, and these people, they'll come and they'll stand behind, they'll get right up at your cart, and they'll look at you, and you can hear them. And it's like you inch over to the side. You try to move. You try to do everything you can to accommodate them, and still they're in. And so then they come beaming by, eventually, they just get flat out tired of it. Oh, I'll come back for it. They come beaming by at lightning speed, and they brush against you, and they don't say anything, and they shoot you an awful look. It's like, what possesses people to be so miserable? Like, calm down. The aisles are only so big. Do you really have to get upset? I mean, you're gonna get your macaroni and cheese. You're gonna get your little tuna cans and all this other stuff. So why don't you just calm down? And you could. Here's a wild idea. You could say, "Excuse me, I just need to grab something over here," and I would move out of the way. Like, it's that simple. Just manners go a long way. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know how your mom raised you or your grandparents raised, but I was raised to have politeness, to care about people. I was raised to say excuse me, to say please, to say, pardon me, all that stuff. But when did manners go out the door? I mean, that's what I want to know. When did manners become a thing of the past that no one cares about? It's shocking to me. It's frightening to me that it's even a thing. It's modern society getting worse and worse in my mind, because we don't care anymore about each other. So, in closing, I mean, let's just be better. I say that a lot, but really think to yourself, be better, and let's try to be more caring to each other. As Christians, if you're a Christian listening to this podcast, I would encourage you and challenge you to try to be better as a person if you're not. And I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying we could all use improvement. So I could use plenty of improvement. And I just think that, in closing, just use your manners. Be a good person. Be nice to people, and you'll see the amazing response you get. Shoot a smile at a stranger in a non-flirtatious way, whatever you want. If you're single and I guess you're ready to mingle, that's up to you. But for those of us married guys, be careful when you're with your old lady, watching. Don't shoot too many smiles at the pretty ladies, or you might catch a purse to the face or something. So, all right, well, that was my commentary on manners. I want to drop a Bible verse for today. Drop it like it's hot. All right, so this one from Leviticus 19, verse 18. It says, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." So that right there says it all, everybody. Love your neighbor, not just your direct neighbors, but love everybody, and be a better person. So there we have it. All right, so now let's do our last segment to get this thing going here and wrap it up. So we're gonna do a little bit of random Bible reading. All right, so let's do the little flipperoo. Got the old New American Standard Bible here. It's got my name on it, so it must be mine. We're flipping through, la 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 la. Lord, steer me in a good direction. Back and forth, up and down. We landed ourselves in James, I guess. So something that sticks out to me. Here we go. James chapter 1 on testing your faith. Verse 5. "But if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all men generously and without reproach, and it will be given to him." Man, that's great. That's an amazing find. It was good and random, and it was God delivering something good for me to share. So there you go. Maybe we could do another one even. I mean, that's pretty good. All right, here we go. We're going to do the old Contra code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. All right, we got a bunch of lives now. Here we go. Let's do another one. This one is, all right. This one is 1 Samuel chapter 5. Let's see what's standing out to us here. Why did God steer me in this direction? This may or may not work. I don't know. Therefore, neither the priests of Dagon nor all who enter Dagon's house tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod to this day. So, man, that was I don't know. It was gripping stuff. All the words in the Bible are important, but I really have nothing. It's really odd in context or out of context on that deal. So, hey, we're not always winners on this deal. It was dealer's choice, but the first verse was great. And if you're studying said people mentioned, then that one stuck out to you. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you again for listening to my show. I'm enjoying this. For those of you that listen to the Paranormal Show, we've ended the season on a bunch of good notes with Halloween. And once again, I'm going to do what I always do to keep the heart wanting more. I'm going to take a little hiatus from the Paranormal Show, kind of cleanse my soul, so to speak, from all of that type of stuff. And we'll get back to it in another season, hopefully in the nearest future. So right now we're going to work on this one, and we're going to try to put this one out for a little bit. So, all right. So thank you again for listening. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a wonderful week coming up and a wonderful holiday. If I don't talk to you before then, but I'm sure I will. And just remember, show some manners. See ya.